Have you noticed more and more how the more you do, the more you feel drained? The more you do for others and give and give and give, do you find yourself feeling empty at the end of the day with no energy to pursue your life's purpose, to exercise or do anything fulfilling for yourself? Well, this is something that many people have in common. I've definitely experienced this working a draining job, having to fulfill family obligations and take care of pets and children and run a business. And when it comes time to do you and give to yourself, you find yourself drained. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of self-care and holding space for yourself and some things you can do in order to prioritize and give to yourself first. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and I help people to find their center. In this video, I'm going to share with you why it's important to engage in self-care and some practical tips and tools you can use, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. And these are some things that I've been incorporating into my own life recently when I got an email from one of my mentors, and he talked about how he structured his day, and in the email it listed his morning routine. And in the morning routine it included, wake up, meditate, cold plunge or whatever, then got to work on high priority activities. And in the email he said something about how he started to incorporate some self-care in there. Now, self-care can look like different things to different people. It also depends on what your priorities are in your life. For me, one of the most important things that I can do for self-care is practicing my Tai Chi every single day. And I've noticed that when I wake up, I meditate, and then I do Tai Chi first thing in the morning, my day is so much better. And then I move into more of the so-called yang activities of doing. Do you find yourself, wanting to wake up early and go for a run, but you don't have the energy? Or maybe you have a practice of waking up early already and doing some yoga, or you want to try to fit that in, or you want to write your new book, but you just don't have the energy? Well, one of the things you first want to do is try to structure a morning routine. Meditation is super important. And if you can get some quiet time, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm going to link a guided meditation down below about Ho'oponopono infused with REIKI that can help you recharge yourself and rebuild yourself. If you listen to that for the next 21 days, I guarantee you it'll shift your life. But for me, guided meditations are key. There's also another thing you could look up called binaural beats. And some of those are not guided meditations, but they raise your vibration. I personally like guided meditations that are short and brief. And one of the ones that I listen to personally is a twin flame guided meditation. It's about 10 minutes, but it's really simple, really easy to follow, especially if you don't have a lot of time or you have a hard time with meditation. Doing a guided meditation is something that has shifted my life. And again, I'll put a link to, I have no affiliation with her. It's just I think her website is great. Cassidy over at Twin Flames 1111. I've been using that for a little while now, and it definitely helps. So meditation is definitely how you want to start your day. You could lay in bed for 5-10 minutes, place your hand over your heart. Then you want to move into an activity that gives to yourself. I would say if you can exercise, if you can, whatever your activity looks like for you, for self-care. For me, self-care, like I said, is practicing Tai Chi or Qigong every single day, even if it's 5-10 minutes. I used to do this when I worked my 9-to-5 just over broke, and every time I would do, 8 to 10 minutes of Qigong or Tai Chi before I went in, I felt so much better and I had more to give. So you want to start giving. If you want to start giving more, you have to fill up your own cup first. You are a priority. Do you have anybody in your life holding space for you? What that means is, do you have anybody in your life that gives to you? Or are you the only giver in your life? Are you constantly giving out energy, advice? If you're a starseed and a lightworker or a shadow worker and you're on a channel like this, chances are you're an empath or somebody that's sensitive that other people go to when they need something, whether it's, for money or your kids or your job. You're most likely a leader and a guide in other people's lives. But who's looking out for you? I'm here to look out for you and to tell you it's okay. And I'm giving you permission and reminding you of how important you are and how much you're needed. But you have to charge your own batteries. And it starts by identifying things that you're passionate about. It starts by what lights up your soul. Take a pen and paper and make a list of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and write 3 things down for each category. 1 to 3 things for each of those categories that makes you come alive, that makes you feel like you're giving to yourself and as part of your self-care routine. For me, it was listening to some audiobooks as well. I love listening to audiobooks and listening to some Abraham Hicks personal development first thing in the morning. Your brain's primed for that. So again, you're going to want to, if you could do it kind of simultaneously, if you jump on the treadmill or whatever for 15-20 minutes, or you take your dog for a walk around your block, even take yourself for a walk. Before you give to anybody else, you got to give to yourself first. You got to hold space for yourself. It's okay. You need to be selfish sometimes. Most likely you're a giver, like I said. Most likely you're, helping so many people that you, by the end of the day, you're most likely drained and you got nothing left for yourself. I've seen that in so many people. So many starseeds get drained because they're such high vibrational beings, and they give and they give and they give. But when do you receive? It's really important to set up a self-practice and a self-care practice, and doing that by addressing each one of those areas I just highlighted: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and try to identify 1 to 3 things that charge each of those practices. For me, Tai Chi and Qigong supercharges all of those for me. Reading checks off the mental and the emotional, even sometimes spiritual, because it helps me. Listening to Abraham Hicks and audio helps me to get in a better state so that you're in a higher vibration, you're putting out your best work, and you're able to give to more people. So again, self-care is super important. Most people, everybody wants to feel heard, understood, and valued. But you have to value yourself. You have to hold space for yourself. You have to allow yourself to be human. Have you noticed that the world, in some aspects, we're being encouraged to slow down in some aspects of our life? Sometimes less is more. So by simplifying your routine, by incorporating a daily self-care routine, even the monks in the monastery do this. They meditate first thing in the morning, then they exercise. And even the monks who give and give and give, I got to stay with some of them at Blue Cliff Monastery, which is Thich Nhat Hanh's, one of his locations. And even the monks who give and give selflessly, they practice the art of self-care. You have to take yourself on dates. You have to practice self-love. And that's the vibration that you'll give back, so you have more to give. Again, comment down below. Let me know of some things that you do for self-care. It's especially important for Starseeds, Lightworkers, to take care of yourself and your vibration so that you can naturally raise in vibration, get to that 5D version of yourself, let go of the 3D matrix version of yourself where you just give and give and give to the broke system of the matrix, and your 5D self is about letting go and transcending that. So again, what's your self-care routine like? If you need some tips or you have anything that you feel is of benefit to others, definitely comment down below. I check out all the comments. Thank you for people commenting, subscribing, and liking and sharing these videos. I appreciate you, Starseeds. I appreciate you, Lightworkers. You're amazing. Take care of yourself. You're valued. You're the hero, heroine of your own story. I hope everyone has a wonderful and beautiful day. Peace and unity.